What's happening? We live, y'all. Ladies and
Indeed,
gentlemen, we
indeed,
want to thank
indeed.
y'all for tuning in to another exciting edition of Band Talk tonight. Of course, I'm PJ Howard, and the guy, I think he's this way. Yeah, this way. That's my son uh, from a from romantic encounter.
Man, you've been negligent then. You owe us some child support.
Hey man, you can get it all in my will. You heard me?
Bet.
But on a more serious note, we have probably one of the most beautiful panels you've ever laid eyes upon. And these are most definitely some of the women behind the music. And we'll begin our introduction with Miss Sybil Haskins.
What's up, everybody? I am Sybil Haskins. I am director of bands right now at Hillside High School in Durham, North Carolina. And I am a graduate of North Carolina Central University and a graduate of Norfolk State University. Behold, and Eagle Pride Amplified.
Yeah, amplified, not that amplified, huh?
Oscar Wright said we got celebs in the house tonight. Next, who we have?
We got, we got Bridget. Go ahead. Dr. Bridget.
Hey, everybody. Hello. That's right. We'll go ahead. I'll take that credit tonight. Dr. Bridget Bell. What's up, everybody? Good to be. You said what now?
I said we love Bridget. We love Bridget. That's our boom boom.
Look, and I love you. I'm on here with my brothers and my sisters, and I know everybody on this panel. I'm honored to be on here with you all tonight. I'm Bridget. I'm a two-time graduate of Morgan State. Got my bachelor's and master's degree in music and conducting from Morgan State University. Completed a doctorate in educational leadership recently. So yay, we're excited about that. I'm up here in. Thank you. I'm up here in Maryland. Band director, department chair. I'm working as a teacher specialist this year. So excited to just kind of take on some new roles, but we'll chat a little bit about that. But I'm excited to be a part of the panel. So hey, hello, good evening, everybody.
Y'all hiring? Are you hiring? Because I need a job. I'm going to Baltimore right now.
You lying? You my brother. I know you lying. You ain't going nowhere.
Man, it's rough.
Come on. You know I got you a job. All you gotta do is say the word.
Next, we got my girl, Crystal.
Hello, my name is Crystal Williams. Much like Dr. Bridget. I'm gonna keep saying that until it sticks. I went to Morgan State University, and I got another degree from the College of Maryland Notre Dame in music education. And I am currently the band director at Weston High School, which is also Bridget's alma mater. So it is an all-girls school. So my band is all girls, and I am. Let's see what else. I'm the music technology chair for MMEA here in Maryland. So that's why I'm so techie. Kind of goes with it.
That's what's up. And up next, we have Dr. Brock. What's up, Dr. Brock?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Tamisha Price Brock. I am currently the director of bands at Basic Academy of International Studies in Nevada. I'm also the owner and CEO of Prodigious Music Concepts, LLC, that does music education consulting and Praxis 2 teaching and tutoring and things like that. I am a graduate of Virginia State University and Norfolk State University. And recently, last year, I received my PhD in music education from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And I'm also the former director of bands at Elizabeth City State University, Clark Atlanta University, and the former associate director of bands at Mississippi Valley State University, and of course, the former director of instrumental music and coordinator of music education at the University of Mount Olive. So nice to be here.
Dr. Brock, you got a lot going on.
I got a whole lot going on, but I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be serving through music education.
Throw them credits down there. Dr.
That's
Brock
awesome.
throwing them credits on the table. Throw them on the table, baby. I hear you.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. That's awesome, ladies. We're gonna go ahead and play a few clips. PJ is our sound man, and we also have Crystal on here just in case we have any tech issues because PJ not the smartest of the bunch, obviously. But we're gonna give him an opportunity to
Let me prove myself, sir.
go ahead, man. Let's see what you got, man. Let's see what we got. I heard Norfolk State name brought up a few times. I like Norfolk. We'll tap into that in a minute. I like Norfolk though. They cool with me.
Let's see what we got. So this first clip, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Dr. Brock and her tenure at Elizabeth City University. So this clip here is, let's see here, 2014. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's an okay one to start with.
Look at him. He can't even press play. Lord Jesus.
Well, you can't on the clip first. Here we go. Can y'all hear?
We don't see it, PJ.
Y'all see that? All right.
See? Lord have mercy.
Y'all leave me alone here. Here we go. We got it right here. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Not too much.
PJ, we can't see it.
I don't know why. I'm looking at it.
You're looking at it. We're not looking at it. You got to share it.
I'm sharing it. Maybe I don't want you to see it. Hold on.
You gotta share screen, Prof.
I'm sharing it like a mug. See, I got this laptop at the pawn shop. Hold on. Maybe I'll just enjoy this by myself. All right. Let's start over. Share screen.
Look, Zachary said, "In the cut you go, PJ."
Shows all the 10 put me in.
Yeah, that's all right, y'all. He
There we go. I'm sorry. We got it now. Brown skin moment. All right, here we go. Can we see now?
yeah. PJ. Hey, where the next telephone? Look, he done froze up on us. Like, where the next telephone? Look how crazy he look. Look how still he look. Everybody who watching, look at him. Check him out. Look at his look. I see a few people in there. What's going on, y'all, while we're waiting on PJ service to load back up? Deontay Kennedy, what's going on, brother? There we go. PJ, your phone keeps freezing too, by the way. Yeah, Dr. Brock, I hear y'all. PJ, they kill you in the comments right now.
Man, I ain't thinking about that too.
PJ, let Crystal back in, please. She got disconnected.
Okay.
Lord Jesus. Jesus on the main line. Lord, just fix his phone. Jesus on the main line. Lord, just fix his phone. Man, we gotta get us a tech person in here because PJ phone ain't cutting today, y'all. I ain't know what to do. PJ, you need to let Dr. Brock back in.
Let's see it. I don't see it.
PJ, Crystal is still backstage too.
Who?
Crystal.
I see that.
Deontay Kennedy, get on here, man. Man, you gotta put Deontay Kennedy on here tonight. He's going to be our official tech person.
Well, I tell you what. That's glad we got these ladies on here. I tell you something about it.
Jesus.
We show them spraying from your house next time. Look at this. I ain't even using my phone.
PJ, send Deontay Kennedy invite.
Deontay Kennedy ain't no woman.
Man, these people put on a whole production, man.
That's what halftime needs to be. I think this is standard.
Look, I'm tired looking at it, so I know them kids tired.
Who is that director?
Con, I hear you. Man, them people still drilling.
I don't hurt nobody. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Elizabeth City University and the director commission.
Yeah, that was many years ago. But like I said, the program is still doing great and still under some great leadership under Professor Juliet Boykins and Mr. Stefan Naylor. So they're doing a wonderful job still today.
man. That's awesome. Doc, I got a question. So, in that moment, we just traveled back in time right there. In that moment, what was going through your mind, sitting here reliving that clip with us?
Just how proud we were. For those that may not know the history of Elizabeth City, it had been through some ups and downs. Elizabeth City State University is a member of the CIAA Conference, the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and a longstanding history of excellence throughout the years under Dr. Floyd Robertson, but it had fluctuated in membership. When I took over the program in 2011, they were down to about 47 members. So I did an aggressive recruitment campaign, and we recruited and was able to get the band up to 150 members before our first game in my first year. That particular year was our very first invitation to the Queen City Battle of the Bands. We marched I think we marched 148 that year. And, even with admissions changes, but just seeing the work that they put in, knowing, that Elizabeth City wasn't favorable at the time in the conference, and just going out there trying to say, hey, it's a new day, it's a new regime, it's a new sheriff in town. While the program had always had a lot of heart, that's one thing I always say about that school. Elizabeth City has always had heart, whether they've had 150 members or whether they've had 40 members, they've always had heart. But just being so proud of being able to say, hey, this is us. Forget what you heard, forget what you've seen in the past. This is a new day. This is what we're doing now. And we wanted to show that we could play with the big boys as well.
That's awesome. So let's talk about playing with the big boys. How did you feel out there at that very event, being one of the only female directors out there?
At the time that I came in, I was only, it was very, very few of us at the time, since, of course, I was at Elizabeth City. You've had female band directors at Virginia Union. You've had another band director at Elizabeth City, and now, of course, at Grambling and Mississippi Valley. So just being out there, you always feel like you have something to prove, but going into higher ed, someone told me, yeah, you gotta think like a man going into the field. And I thought that was true at first, but then I realized, no, I'm going to be myself, because being myself is what got me there. And being myself is what pushed me to where I am now. So we led our program with two things: faith, and we led it with organization. So we always kept God first. We ran it as a family atmosphere. We put family first, family over everything. And we ran the program as such. We instilled musical and marching excellence, but we focused on academic excellence. And I think that my work spoke for myself. I didn't have to go and get up in anybody's face. I didn't have to, just be in the gospel corner to try to get respect. I just let my work speak for me. Like my band director used to tell me, you leave it on the field, you let your horn do your talking. And in that instance, I let my baton and I let my band do the talking for me. And just, to put that out there, that I am viable in this industry, even though it's still very much today a male-dominated industry. I am viable, and there are many more that are going to follow me that are going to be just as great, if not better, than what I am. So just being able to say, hey, I know I constantly have to prove myself. As soon as people see that I'm a woman, people used to ask me, was I the auxiliary coordinator, or was I a chaperone, or was I the bus driver? Like, really? Am I the bus driver? I was like, no, I run this. So just making sure that people knew, that women could do this thing too, and we could do it in higher ed. We weren't just meant to just be elementary music teachers. That's great, but that's not all we do.
Okay. So let me ask you this: why Elizabeth State at the time? What sparked your interest in that university?
I've always been a supporter of Elizabeth City. Being that I attended Virginia State, we were in the same conference, so we saw a lot. The guy I was dating at in college, was a tuba section leader at Elizabeth City State University. So I always supported the program. Whenever I wasn't at Virginia State, I was at Elizabeth City State University. I ended up marrying him, of course, and he ended up joining me on the band staff there. But it was God. It was an act of God. It was kind of unorthodox how I got the position, but again, proving myself and just doing what I do, I made sure people were clear that I earned the position, even though I got it in an unorthodox way. I was practically appointed to the position when I first got it, but then of course when they went through the regular rounds 2 years later after I was interim, I went through and I was able to show documentation that I could make it through their entire search process. But it was just an act of God. I was teaching Christian middle school and high school course in Charlotte, North Carolina, and serving as the assistant director of bands at Livingstone College. Shout out to Deontay. I saw your message, but I couldn't comment because I can't get back to the page. But I had a great time at Livingstone College, and so thankful for Sydney Sessions for trusting me and giving me the opportunity to, to just get that experience. We played Elizabeth City for the Down East Classic, and their chancellor saw our band program, called the chancellor at Livingstone College the next week, and the rest is history. All I know, I got a phone call. I was sitting in the parking lot of a business building in Charlotte, got a phone call saying, call this number. Somebody wants to talk to you. I said, well, who wants to talk to me? They said the chancellor of Elizabeth City State University. I said, okay. So I called, and he said, Dr. Brock, Miss Brock at the time, I've been trying to find you for 2 weeks. How would you like to be the next band director of Elizabeth City State University? And I'm like, this is a joke, right? And he said, no, I'm dead serious. I said, I would be honored. And he said, how fast you could get here. So in 2 weeks' time, I had to resign from my position in Charlotte. I had to move out of my condo, and I had to get to Elizabeth City. I got there. I spent the first 2 months with admissions, and then I fully took over the program in 2012 and remained there for 5 years.
Okay, I have one more question for you. Then we're going to get to some of the other people on the panel. How did the kids, not kids, but young adults receive you when you first got to Elizabeth State?
I was met, the students, it was mixed reviews and everything, I guess, because of how things went down there. That's neither here nor there, but because I came in and I was transparent about what I was trying to do, my resume spoke for me for when I was on a public school level, because I was a high school band director for 7 years first, for 5 years first. And just being honest with people, getting out, getting used to the community. But I think because I supported the school so much in the past, many people who were there on staff, I knew them when they were students in the program themselves. So that, and then having a kinship with Dr. Floyd Robinson, the former director, and having him there as a mentor, and us having a mutual connection with Virginia State University, I think that helped. But then just me being honest, I'm a people person, so I made sure I spoke with alumni. I had a clear plan for how to involve alumni in the program. I had a clear plan for recruitment. I had a clear plan for getting out into the community, not just the local community, but the ECSU community, because I firmly believe that there were a lot of students on campus I could recruit from. So just being open and honest, having an open door policy, that made the transition very smooth. And then, of course, that very first performance filled any deal or any skepticism anyone had about me. It was quieted after I first noted the first game. And when they saw those 150 people and those 16 tubas that they wanted, that we were marching that first year, it kind of quieted down any skepticism they had about me being a woman, about me not being an ECSU alum, about me being brand new to higher ed. All of that was calmed down with a flick of the baton.
Good deal.
One last question to you. What is it that you know, not think? What is it that you know that makes you special and sets you apart?
I truly believe, I truly believe that my passion for music and my creativity and just my honesty, that I really feel I want to serve and help people through music education. I think that kind of sets me apart from, just others who may have tried and may not have succeeded yet. Not saying that they can't, but I think that me seeking out knowledge, networking, when we would travel to games when I was an undergrad, everyone else would be partying and stuff. I'm picking band directors' brains. When we go to honor band things, whether it's Intercollegiate Music Association Conference, IMA, whether it was the HBCU National Band Directors Consortium, everyone else is out partying and stuff. I'm up asking questions of all the legends that came before me. Say, hey, I want to get to this level. What are some things I need to look out for? So I think, just networking, being thirsty for knowledge, and I think being truthful and then also being transparent, letting people know who I am as a person, bringing my family into, the environment. They were very comfortable with my family, my daughter, and letting them know that I would never expect anything of them that I wouldn't expect of myself or my own child. So I just think those values and those morals, and then also caring about my students beyond the band room. I used to go to church events. I went to sporting events. I went to Eagle Scout ceremonies. If someone had a birthday party, I had a student who sadly their parent passed away right before one of our performances. I went with that student to be with their parent. In that instance, it's been, having those qualities, I think, make me unique, I guess, to the field.
Okay. Dr. Brock, if you can, there's a little bit of audio feedback on your end when you're talking. Let's try to see if we can see what's going on with that. And we're going to come back to you.
Let me try to change my microphone or adjust the volume.
Okay.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, it could be the reverb because I'm using this podcast mic and these headphones is for some reason is not liking me today.
Okay, good deal. Now I want to ask my sister, Dr. Bridget, a few questions, if you don't mind. So,
I'm here for it.
We're going to get back to you too, Dr. Brock, because we have a few more questions. So tell us about your experience. I know you work with a university as well. So if you can, tell us about that experience for you. How was it? Give us some of the pros and cons of working with that particular university.
Yeah. So good evening again, everybody. So as I stated, I'm a Morgan State University alumni. March there, tuba section leader, pledged Phi Beta Sigma. I was a student leader while I was there, working with the band director, helping out, doing all that I could. So when I graduated in the fall of '99, I finished in fall of '99, he asked me to join the staff, to come on as staff as assistant to the director of bands. So I did that for 12 years. I stayed at Morgan State from '99 to 2012, and did pretty much everything. Being willing to do any and everything is really a part of the job. I don't really have any horror stories. I did everything from, so I arranged all the travel stuff. So that was a part of the job, and being on the podium doing band camp or being out on the field, whatever I needed to do, that was a part of the job. Wherever I was needed, being willing to work and that's kind of how you learn the job. I had the opportunity to be right at the helm of the great Mr. Melvin Miles, and he really spent time grooming me with him there because I spent so much time there. So I was in everything from when we had to go into athletic meetings, having, Dr. Brock was talking about building relationships with people across campus or whatever. I got to sit in on those meetings and learn how to build relationships with it, talk to the AD and talk to the coaches and get some things happening for the band. We were able to make some great strides and some great moves while I was there. You can people think some things are small, but everything is beneficial, especially when you're trying to budget for a band program. Bands are expensive. They're expensive to move. And so everything from, Morgan State band now is fed the same thing the teams are fed. And that happened when I was there working with the coaches. So at the end of the game, when the football team, everybody eat, we eat too. But also had opportunities to work on the music side with the band. One as because I had studied and got my master's in conducting while I was there as well. So it's twofold. I was working on my degree, but also working on the staff as well. So I spent quite a bit of time at the helms of the Morgan State University band program. As Tamisha said, Dr. Brock said, when you're a female and people see you first, they think you're either auxiliary director, somebody's daughter, the secretary. That's kind of immediately what people see when they see a female. That's what they immediately think. But that's not always the case, and I had the opportunity to represent Morgan State when they needed someone to come adjudicate, the national high step in band competition. I was that person. You're not gonna stick me in auxiliary. I'm gonna be in there and I'm gonna let me do field music, something, because that's where my degrees are. We did a lot of traveling. We did a lot of work with that band program. I was the main recruitment person the entire time I was there. So we saw some tremendous growth for that program. From when I started as a student at Morgan, goodness gracious, we were barely marching 100 people, and I'm talking about with flag dancers and everybody, to at peak, I don't know, Crystal, I don't know, Crystal, what year did you come into the program? I don't know what year you came in there, but I know we had a big spurt around that 2004.
I was the transition from when Morgan kind of doubled from your senior year was my freshman year, but we came in, it was a large music major freshman class, and that kind of turned the tide.
Yeah. So we saw some tremendous growth around that Yeah, so that would be like 99, 2000 year. And it's been continuous. Morgan State is the school that wants the band program and they're willing to support it, but they're also very strategic in their planning. You know, they know it's not an add water and grow kind of program. No, they've strategically been adding into the program. And so it's been it was a cool experience being able to work with the time I was there. You know, I was the person that I had the pep band, I had everybody, you know, I spent a lot of time with the students there. That was some of the hot, you know, I had some great moments, you know, I had to take the band, you know, many places by myself, you know, and kids try you, especially as a female, they try you, but I wasn't the one to be tried. So we was okay. We did a great, you know, had some great things going on. I was there at the conception of the HBCU Band Directors Consortium. I remember when it started. Was glad to be able to be a part of that. Battle Fest, the original Battle of the Bands, HBCU Battle of the Bands, that was sponsored by them. We were right there, an essential part of that, and I was able to help do some field instruction and some other things with that as well, working as one of the assistants. So it was really cool, really good experience there.
So let me ask you this: from the time you were on staff to the current band now, what do you think is the biggest difference in the program now?
The biggest difference in the program, let's see. So time, and so this program doesn't even know what struggle is compared to where we were, and so we've been able to see some growth with everything from how the band operations, how operations have handled musicianship. The musicianship continues to increase there. We're recruiting outstanding students. They're recruiting outstanding students. I love the symphonic program there, high wind focused program. The facilities there, a whole different, you know, Javon, I think you had the opportunity.
The facilities are super nice.
Yeah. Morgan State has really invested in that program over there. You know, they see music and the arts as a priority, and it shows in our facilities. But also, it's a top-notch program as far as music education or music in itself, music conducting, the masters. You know, it's a whole different level program at this point from when we initially started there. You know, we came into a little struggle bus program, wanting to be the ones to be the change makers. So when I've gone on staff, being able to be a part of the change process, which was huge. It really was huge. But, you know, we were right and we're that generation that was at the change and cusp of everything. Technology, you know, became big during that time. You know, I came into handwritten parts. Everything was handwritten. Now, you know, the kids, they're walking around with devices, reading off of devices. Like it's a whole different ballpark. It's a different program in itself altogether. But I love the growth that we've seen over the years. The funding, I love the funding of the program. As everyone knows, Morgan State was a part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And, you know, when bands get invited, you have to raise your funding and your money there. I was so honored as an alumni not to have to, you know, you didn't see Morgan say, hey, give us money, we're trying to get there. No, because the school fully supported it. And that's amazing for a university to kind of say, no, we want our band to go, you're not going to be out here begging for money. We want you to go and do your best job. But that just speaks to volumes to the president at Morgan State University and his vision for the program there too.
Cool. Brother PJ, what you got?
I'd like to know, and this is a question for everybody here. Well, all of the women on this panel. Can you share with us one of your most uncomfortable times as a woman in higher ed or in this music education or this band arena? Okay? The most uncomfortable experience. Mind sharing that with us, Dr. Bridges?
Yeah, so, you know, PJ, I really don't have any, when I say I was honored not to have, I'm blessed not to have any horror stories at all. I think the most uncomfortable time is when you walk into an arena with directors and they automatically assume that you're the girlfriend, the wife, the secretary. I think that's the when you're kind of like, why is it automatically assumed that I'm not a director of bands? So the assumptions that come with being a female, or that you're not good at what you do, you know, it's always kind of crazy when somebody's like, "What you play tuba? Oh my God, you're a band director!" Like, why the air of surprise? But when it's a guy, it's not the same thing. So I think those moments is when we're kind of like, you know, that we constantly have to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself in the field anyway. But for females, it's so much more. You know, it's a greater, you're under scrutiny even more because it is a male dominated field. But no, I'm not the band director's daughter. I'm not his wife. I am the director. I am a band director. I have the degrees, I have the credentials, I have the experience to kind of show for it. And it's a shame that you have to go there. And when you go there, then it's either you're, you know, oh, she's aggressive or whatever. It's like, no, you can't, it's hard to just kind of be yourself. And still kind of get the same level of support and appreciation, but no real horror stories. I've been surrounded by some very supportive gentlemen, and people in the field who really supported me. So I don't have any horror stories. So I'll let somebody else go.
Miss Sybil.
Well, just to say, I grew up with 6 brothers and 2 sisters, and I'm in the middle of the 6 boys. So,
Wait, hold on, Miss Sybil. Miss Sybil, hold on. We still have some reverb or some feedback issues. PJ, I don't know if it's something on somebody's end. We're still getting some bad feedback. Or it may have been Crystal. You gotta unmute yourself.
I took the headphones out. Is that better?
You sound good.
So yeah, it's 9 of us. My 2 sisters are the very oldest. Then there's 4 boys, then me, then 2 boys. So I say that to say, I am 100% woman, love being one, but being in the midst of so many guys all the time, I never was really thinking about a difference between female and male, because that's just how I grew up. As far as uncomfortable situations, I could say like Dr. Bridget, that I can't say I've been in too many uncomfortable, but one thing I can say, there was a band competition where I was the music judge. There were 2 music judges, 1 and music judge 2. And a school that normally wins did not win that year because of the music score. And I won't say their names. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just telling y'all what was the most uncomfortable moment for me. They came and got me and pulled me on the bus and were asking me to explain, but they didn't ask the other music judge to come on to explain anything. So that was the most uncomfortable time for me, because I'm like, y'all asked me to do this, so that's what I wrote down. You have to accept that. But I would say that was probably the most uncomfortable, because they didn't ask the other music judge anything.
Okay.
And he was a male.
Did that make you feel some type of way?
Feel some type of way. But I got over it after I got off the bus.
Okay. What about you, Doctor? We got Crystal back on here. What about you, Crystal? You're gonna have to unmute yourself.
My situation is similar in that uncomfortableness. You'll hear a lot of female band directors or a lot of females who are in under served populations as far as careers go. That my most uncomfortable situation was at a parade in honor of an NFL superstar. I'm gonna say it that way. This was about 2 years ago, and I was often, running into the situation where, you're trying to look the part, but even when you look the part, it's still there's this assumption that you're not it. I mean, you can have the T-shirt. I made a really big deal out of making sure I wore my band gear and that I stood out and I was representing the school. So if you needed to find the director, my shirt says director, my hat says director, and still, people will walk circles around you. And I'm kind of short, so, it already makes me feel some kind of way anyway. But I was at a parade. We were asked, my high school band, which is a combined band program, but we were asked to participate in this impromptu parade for NFL star. He was going into the Hall of Fame, and it was a bunch of, we were leading the parade, and they have the fancy cars, and it's ex NFL players in their cars in the parade lineup. We know how that goes, and one of the NFL players gets out of his car and he wants to greet the band. And of course, when you want to greet the band, everybody knows the least protocol is you're going to go find the person who's the leader of the band. And I saw this man, he walked by me a couple of times, and then he walked to the assistant band director. Was in a suit, but I was definitely decked out like, hey, it's me. And you can't miss my hair. So he said, excuse me, ma'am, can you show me to the director? What are you, one of the parents? Are you the director? He goes down the list, but I never heard anyone say it out loud. That's what they assume, but it's something when they go down the list. Everything but director was not on his list. And I started to do a little kind of shuffle, look at my hat. I tilted forward, ding, 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 flashing lights. And I said, well, I guess you're looking for the director on it. And he laughed. And I was like, wow. I mean, he whole laughed in my face. And then he saw I was serious. And he was like, wait a minute, you're serious. And then he paused. And I think he tried to circle back because, he was like, this is a fine group of musicians. And I'm really excited, that they were able to book you guys last minute. And he said, oh, we have a lot of work to do. Because he knew he made an assumption. I was like, there's no we in a lot of work. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly why I'm here. And it's kind of amazing that that's still the go-to mentality wise. Even after saying, hey, I'm the director, he was very enthusiastic about looking for the director. But when he found out who it was kind of like, and then he asked these litany of questions that would just get more and more offensive. He asked, so you wanted to do this? And I was like, okay, this is getting worse. And then another question he asked, oh, you want to do, so you study, so you know how to play instruments? And I just looked at him like, okay, I don't want to typecast football players, but you starting to be a stereotype that I would hate to say that football players think like this or whatever, but I was like, man, you're really digging yourself in a hole right now. But it was very good for my students to see, because I think often in my situation, because I teach girls, that they don't understand what it means, that like they don't understand that a female band director is something that is not a norm right now. It's not the majority. So that's the one that stands out to me.
So let me ask you this: do you think that it's not a lot of female band directors because a lot of females are intimidated to be band directors, or do you think what do you guys think about that?
It's about opportunity. Sometimes what we look at is leadership.
Wait, all y'all did this?
Yeah, because that's always the go-to. Like, oh, women don't want to be. Sometimes there's this narrative that women don't want to do this job because you don't see a lot of them. You got to look at it twofold. One, representation matters. If you never see anyone who looks like you, then that makes you believe. And even I had that belief after a while. Oh, well, I'll never be a high school band director. Because I'd only met one, and my husband, and the one I knew was my husband's band director. And there's at least 25 years between me and her. So when you don't see yourself represented, like we talk about being Black in America in certain things, you're not always pushing to do it because you just don't think you belong. The second part of that is when we look at leadership in students, boys tend to be a little more, fearless.
I'm sorry, Chris, you have some feedback issues going on.
It might be someone's not muted. There you go.
No, I don't know.
Is that better? Might be too loud. Let's see.
So while she's figuring it out, Javon, you asked a question about do you feel like females are intimidated? And that question in its own stance is kind of like, I think all of us kind of gaslight intimidated, because that in itself is a mindset that we have to kind of move away from as educators and as band directors. It's not about intimidation. Some of the best band director I've had has been a female. So it's not about intimidation, but we have to look at several components. One, yes, representation matters. Also, where we're encouraged and supported to go in our program. So a quick story, when I was deciding on colleges to go to, I eliminated a college based upon the band director's mindset about me playing tuba. He didn't want a female in the tuba section and clearly said it, like, oh, I don't really have females in my tuba section. So right away that let me know that that's not where he was kind of looking for in the band. It wasn't the right place for me. So it's really not about intimidation. It's about where we're encouraged, where we're flourishing. Is that encouragement there? But also you have to realize, for a lot of females, for a lot of ladies, it's tough life decisions happen as band directors. And so we're not limited to what we can do. Let me first say that. We can do anything we want to do, but there's some additional challenges that kind of happen. For instance, I had to step away from Morgan State because I had a baby. And I had to make a decision of, okay, I'm pregnant. Do I give up this time with my little person? Do I be a mommy and be there for those big moments? Or am I on the road with the band? It's time consuming to be a collegiate director. And so there's some decisions, life and family decisions, we often have to make that kind of can play a role in it. And so at that moment, I was like, oh, let me step away. Let me do, secondary music. I'll do middle school, elementary school, so I can have a little more time with my child, because being on the road with Morgan State Band, I mean, I'm there from rehearsal until sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night. And then we're on the road all weekend. Well, that's challenging for the mommy side of it. Yes, she has a dad, but it's something about that mommy role. So there's some I think there's some challenges, life challenges that sometimes we face. And let me tell you, I respect the ones, because there are several directors who still do it. They stay on the collegiate level with kids and with families, but it's challenging within itself. Intimidation factor, that's never a factor for me. I wouldn't have played tuba if it was an intimidation factor. I was in a male-dominated section, but we don't step away. I don't think any female step away from challenges in that aspect. But you just have to look at the unique roles that we have as ladies. There's some unique challenges that we face that maybe some males don't quite face as well in the field. So I think that's more so. But intimidation, it's never an intimidation thing. I just think it's, career path and that an encouragement. I tell you, encouraging females to go even further. Look at the leadership in some band programs. Are our band directors encouraging female leadership? There's some programs, we're still at the point where we're saying the first female director, the first female drum major. Oh my gosh, it's 2020. There are programs that still have not had female drum majors in their program. Well, why? That representation matters. The thought process on females, that really matters. Dr. Brock, I see you.
No, I was going to agree with you, but I was going to also say, hold on, let me take my headphones out. Is that better? Is it still feedback? Okay. I would say too, no, we're not intimidated, but we're often passed over for positions. I remember being passed over for a position in North Carolina. The school will remain nameless, but because simply I was a woman and can you handle this is a man's world. First of all, retire, because that mentality is very old and outdated, but it's also very sexist. And we have to get past that these days. But also we have to understand, women, that yes, you can push, you can do this. And, we do have those tough decisions to make. Prayerfully, I was a type where my family understood, and my husband was musical as well. So we made the tough decision to raise our daughter through the band, or raise our daughter in music. So my daughter has been in a college band room since she was 2 years old. Since she was 3 years old. So, just coming up with the band and just understanding this is what we do. So she had her own area, and the band became comfortable with that. They knew, and we made sure that, again, whatever standards we have for ourselves, we have for them. But we have to really understand, when we go to these interviews, there are certain things that your administrators or your hiring committee cannot ask you, is illegal. I remember a position. Again, the school remained nameless where I worked at because I still respected working there and I respected the administration. But I was simply asked in the interview, you don't plan to have any more children, do you? Because we need you to build a program. First of all, you wouldn't ask a man if he plans to have any more children. You don't control what happens to my body. But because of that stress and stigma, because I was young in the field, I only have one living child out of 5 because of that type of stress. So, the things that we go through, I brush that off, and I pray I'm thankful because even though I only have one living child out of the 5 that I should have had, I was blessed to have my band children, as surrogate children, and some of their children are now my godchildren. But we have to, we go through so much stress to just be equal. But I think it's not that we're running away from the positions. We want to be shown, we want to be respected for our worth as well. And we don't want to be passed over. And I think a lot of the times when we get passionate or firm about something, it automatically comes back to us, oh, we're the Black female with an attitude. No, we're being as firm. But if a guy comes in and cusses the band out like a sailor, that's acceptable. If we do it, oh, you're PMSing today.
I'd like to say, I'd like to add something if you guys will allow. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but, and I might lose some people for saying this, but I mean, I really don't care. I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Women and men can never be equal. Reason being is because you guys have strengths and gifts and stuff that we just were not born with. Now we can coincide. Now I think that we can also do the same or better quality job, but that doesn't make us equal. So I think that a female can be an awesome band director. Well, hell, I'm sitting here looking at you guys. But I'm saying, we fight so hard sometimes for the opportunity to be seen equal. And one reason it's not happening is because that's not a real idea. I think that women are almost supernatural. Any being that can carry life and introduce life into the world. Like I'm a woman. I heard one of my friends I might lose some of y'all when I say this. I heard one of my friends tell his little brother in the barbershop, man, you acting like a female, right? As if that was supposed to be a degrading statement. How can you not act like a female sometimes when we come from 2 different sets of people? You can't be your daddy every day, and your daddy ain't the only one who created you. We're a perfect balance of a man and a woman. So how can you not have some type of feminine-like traits without faking? Or without, being imposing? It's impossible. It's just not a real idea. I think what we should do is we should focus more on accentuating and complementing each other. Because men have things that women don't. Women most definitely have things that men will never have. You guys you're a different being. And being different it just doesn't speak equality. Now, in terms of rights and opportunities, I'm with you. It should be fair. That's the word. Because me personally, if it had not been for a female, I didn't see me graduating any schools. Because, I have had a strong base of female friends and counterparts that always pushed me and supported me. And when I was slacking, my partners hung out with me anyway. They never even asked me, hey man, you got the assignment done? It was more like what a turn up at. But you got that female friend that sees something in watch this. She sees something in you that you don't see. That's how a lot of y'all get caught up in relationships with raggedy men in the first place. Because you guys see potential that we don't see. You know what I mean? That's that nurturing attitude. That's a gift and a curse. But the female has a different type of eye because the female is a different type of being. I'm spending more time with my homeboys and they don't see the potential in me that you see. So I want us to understand that there is a huge difference in male and female. And I really do think that when it comes to band music or any other focus, a concentration, women just seem to take it more serious. Women seem to be more meticulous. They seem to be more focused on their career and their studies and so on. So I'm just looking at statistics. So when we're talking about equality, I think, sometimes we're looking at the wrong thing. Now, the only thing that should be equal is the opportunity itself. But, in terms of, being seen on the stage, we're just two different concepts. I mean, I would probably be a screwdriver. You'd probably be the hand that turns it. And that's real.
I want to jump in and say there are physical differences. That's true. But the one thing that males, females have that is not a gender is the brain. And that's where all of our ideas come from, is the brain. So I guess I'm saying that to say that's where the equality is right there. And that's the most important thing in your body other than the heart is the brain, is how you're thinking.
I think women are smart.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but that's where the equal is. That's why there shouldn't be a matter of whether it's a male or whether it's a female. If they're both intelligent, then they can do the job.
PJ, can you post Brandon question back, please?
Brandon says, understandably, there are challenges as female director. What are the advantages of being a female director? Go ahead, Dr. Brock.
Dr. Brock.
I would say one huge advantage, I think, is that natural nurturing instinct that we have. A lot of the times, if a student is failing a class, a lot of the times, unless you're really in tune with the male band director, like, that's your problem. That's a personal problem. I think sometimes we'll go the extra step to say, hey, well, what can we do to make sure your schedule is, to make sure you're more successful? We'll talk about time management with them. We'll listen to their issues. Not saying that the male directors don't know, because as band directors, we know everything that goes on with our student anyway. One, because they can't keep their mouths closed, but then two, you just know when something's not right with your child or with the people that you're leading. But I think our nurturing, and I just think the way we may respond to some situations may not be as straight rap, just as harsh as a male would respond to it. I think we try to see all sides of the picture, just that natural mothering instinct. And I think just the attention to little details, like whether it's design, whether it's uniform, whether it's helping just to make sure our auxiliary look okay. It's okay if you have a male band director, you just rely on your auxiliary coaches to handle the females. But as a female band director, you tend to have a stronger eye on everything that happens in your program. You want to make sure everything looks the part, that everyone's, physically, mentally, and emotionally well. So I just think those are some of the extra things that we add. Not saying that we're better than men, but it's just saying that's the unique qualities that we have that are an advantage of being a female band director. We pay attention to some of those details that matter in a student's social well-being, in a student's emotional well-being. And I think that's what helps us have a stronger connection to help get those kids out of school, and why they tend to continue to cling to us after they've graduated.
And also,
go ahead, Crystal.
Planning. One thing that I work a lot with new teachers in my district, and one thing that I feel like women band directors tend to do is we're meticulous, and it's back to that word, meticulous planners. Like, we know what time we want the band to get on the bus. We know what time we want them to get off the bus. We know what they want. We know we've already set up food. We have already thought about the show for next month, not just this month. We've already crossed every T and dotted every I when it comes to not just the presentation of the band, but all the behind the scenes stuff too, because we get a lot of practice in it. Something that is kind of a curse becomes a blessing, because often women who are in music education programs, we do spend a lot of time in the office. And Bridget attested that we spend a lot of time kind of learning the inner workings of a program outside of just the fact that the band has to perform. So we get to build I feel like if we do get a program, that program is going to have longevity, because we have a goal and we have a plan, because we fear that if we mess it up, someone else won't get that chance. And you know, and we have proof to look at it. How many times you hear about a woman band director whose program is not strong, that becomes the poster child of what women band directors can or cannot do. And so we often kind of the blessing and the curse becomes synonymous, where we spend a lot of time trying to perfect things that other people may not be, or men may not be focused on as much, because we just don't have that wiggle room to mess up. We'll never get a chance again. That's always my fear with new teachers who, and some of my students are just entering the music education field, that mindset that if I don't plan effectively and I lose this, now she doesn't have a chance. And so that becomes kind of like that big advantage, is that we learn how to really, really develop our program with a sense of longevity.
So basically you're saying guy band directors are band heads and y'all are meticulous, right?
No, we're meticulous band heads.
I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Ms. Sybil, what do you have to say about that?
I have to agree with Dr. Brock's whole spiel right there. But I wanted to add that we had that firm side as well. So there's a balance where you know when to stop playing, you know what I'm saying? So implementing the nurturing side, but also having the firm side too. I think that's what makes it special.
I agree. We Black women, y'all have Black mamas. We're not playing with you. When we look at you, when we tell you get on that bus, we may not be screaming, but if we cut our eyes across the field the right way, you better straighten up.
Let me ask you a question. This is a little more, I know we've had some more serious questions. I want to hear about your college band crush. That's what I want to hear. I want to get in there, and see. Because I know y'all all strong, and I'm proud, and I'm Dr. You and Dr. That. I want to know y'all by y'all first name. I want to know about the college band. So.
My girl Krista said, "No, sir. My husband watching. I can't see."
PJ, we ain't playing with you like that on here.
You're gonna please me today. Who college band crush was?
I married him.
Good answer. Next. Don't
I answer that question. You ain't asked the male band directors that. Did you ask them who that?
We did ask them that.
I ain't heard nobody talk about no doggone crush. We not talking about no daggone crush.
Yeah, G, tell me.
We were directors. We were busy being serious music students and band directors. How about that? Crush on that.
Dr. Brock, you were saying.
Oh wow, me. Well, of course, I married my original crush.
Right.
But he has since passed away. He passed away 2 years ago. But my significant other is someone that I greatly admired, that I marched with, back at Virginia State. So I'm very happy, to have reconnected. So I'll leave it there.
Dr. Owen keeping it real. Everybody else is dead. I don't want to hear that stuff. Look, this is band talk.
I gave you an answer. You don't like the answer.
I'm trying to be messy. That's what it is.
Yeah, he is.
Miss Sybil, we listening to you were saying what now? We in feedback. Take it off mute.
So let's talk about. I noticed we have a lot of females now are doing a lot of really good arrangements for all of the arrangers on here. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I don't want PJ to mess you. I know we got Valentine's Day coming up, and I don't want y'all to be all messed up come Sunday. All you get is a smile and a frown. So let's talk about arranging for a little bit. Look at Bridget like I ain't saying nothing.
You talking about your life, Jerome.
Whoa.
Favorite topic right here. You stay right.
So how is it? I know Dr. Brock, I know you had a pretty good resume in terms of what you've been able to accomplish, what you've been able to do, and you've worked for several universities. Let's talk about arranging for these college bands and actually getting in front of the bands and going over your music. How was that experience for you ladies, for those of you who did it?
For me, I'm going to be very transparent. My expertise is drill writing and design and management. So I've always had hired my arrangers, but I was blessed enough that I have my own personal arranger at Elizabeth City State, and I have his entire music library that is with me. He was my personal arranger. He arranged for me for whatever program I was with. So I have his entire library, and I'm thankful and blessed to have a network of sisters and brothers nationwide that I can call on whenever I need anything. So with that, and I taught an overload every semester, which people don't talk about. They dumped an overload on me because I was a woman at the time. So I never had the time to arrange. I taught 17 credit hours per semester in addition to band directing and out recruiting 3 times a week. So I never had that time. So I hired an arranger and made sure that they wrote to carry out the image and branding that I wanted for my programs.
Cool.
Let me ask you a question. Who's one of your favorite arrangers out now, other than that arranger that you're talking about?
Well, legendary, of course. My favorite arrangers have always been James Holden, Paul Adams, and the like. And Lindsey Sargent, of course, and Ronald Sargent, that used to arrange for South Carolina State University. But of course, today I'm a huge fan of Larry Jenkins, Mario Warren, and people who are in that school of thought now. I like Brian Simmons as well. So it's so many out here to name. So for those listening, I'm gonna tell you that if I didn't name you, just know I love you and respect you. But those are some of my top ones that I respect.
You're gonna get some nasty text messages. You didn't say my name.
They can tag themselves and know that I'm thinking about them.
It just means you're our favorite. That's all. We got another question down here. Is there who are some of the women band directors / music educators that you all that each of you look up to?
You know, PJ, that's actually a good question. I see Charles Connors asked that question. So let me tell you about something that's great that's happened during the pandemic. We formed the Association of Black Women Band Directors. All of us are a part of it. And this organization is, when I tell you it's moving, and there's some movers and shakers in the organization, there really is. It's an outstanding network of women. Any Black female band director that's anybody right now in the field is part of this organization. They're in there having discussions. We're working. We're doing PDs together. Really, the organization was founded primarily by Dr. Myra Roden, and she's amazing. She's amazing. Myra is absolutely amazing. We're all working. I know Kristen and I are on the board. Tamisha is right there with us, working and helping. And all of us are busy with the organization. Right now, we have, I think, over 200 or 300 ladies who are part of the group facilitating.
That's awesome.
When I tell you, we have our charter and documents. This organization has really been moving during the pandemic, and so it's been great to get in there with, it's been great to hear from Dr. Roxanne Stevens from Chicago State. She's a part of the group. We have Stephanie Saunders. I always have highly respected her from Norfolk State. She's a part of the group. We got Dr. Tanya Mitchell's in the group. Dr. Brock, of course, is in the group. We have from Mississippi Valley, she's in the group. The director from Gramblin's in the group. We have all the major Black directors in the group. And so we look up to each other. When I tell you, it's great to be able to rely and kind of network with these ladies in this moment. So I know for me, everyone who's really a part of this Association of Black Women Band Directors, they are highly respected. They're highly respected in the field.
I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if y'all, anytime y'all need a secretary or something, y'all let me in the group.
We ain't letting you in, PJ. We ain't letting you in. But, however, if you have Black female students, we have a student apprentice component as well. So we're looking for something. We have a workshop coming up that's free for them in March. Crystal, I think you can kind of speak to it, right? The March PD for the students. It's free.
Y'all got it going on.
It's free for them. It's
told you about the women, man.
Yeah, it's free for them. So tell them to reach out to us. We would love to have them. So we're looking for those college Black female students who are looking to be band directors. They need to be a part of this group. Send them our way.
Well, we got a group too, and some type of way it always end up talking about sports and who got cranked on. Our group don't go like y'all group. We need some organizational structure or something.
That's what I wanted to add, man.
We gonna have to talk because they got board of regents, and this woman said they got a charter line and they got all kind of stuff. These people say they got founders and everything, and here we be sitting on there talking about something. The Saints. We started out
Javon,
as
we're a
professional
professional
organization. Bridget, listen.
So we don't have
started that
lines.
way too.
We don't have lines, sweetie. We don't have lines. We pay dues into an organization
Paid
by law.
Oh, 10 years out to the potluck.
Man,
How about the convention? Can I be a vendor?
You can actually be an associate member. We have associate members. You can be associate member.
Come on.
sign me up. Sign me up.
I want to be a life member.
Can't be a life member, PJ, but we'll make you an associate member. We'll take your money. You can be a sponsor. You can help forward our cause. So I'll send you the information on how to be a sponsor in the organization.
Y'all gonna give me the grip?
Why it gotta be a grip? Why is everything grip?
I know it's one. I know it's one. I know
Nah,
it's
you know what? They ain't doing no grips. Women don't like touching each other like that.
one. Yes, they do. I'm seeing.
What about you, Miss Sybil? What female college band director or female band director in general you look up to, if any at all?
Well, I look up to
Oh, they had another question too, Rodney.
My fault. I was gonna say, the first band director that I knew was actually a band director in college. Miss Robin Reeves was originally the band director at North Carolina Central University. So I was under her for 3 years before Dr. Dram Reed came in. Anybody who knows her knows she's just impactful. She's inspiring without saying a word. It's the stature. Talking about intimidation, when I first got there, just looking at her, I was, but when I saw how she handled the program and handled the adversities, like it was nothing, I was like, that's what's up. So she kind of inspired me to go further. After that, it was Professor Juliet Boykins when she was at IC Norcom. I followed her like this. And of course, Stephanie Sanders, who is a very huge part of my conducting and bringing life into music. I learned a lot of that from her. So those are the top 3 for me.
I think you guys answered this question. Rodney, I'm not. Without Rodney has a question for you ladies. I think Bridget answered that already though.
Yeah, I saw the question. Yes, Black high school female students. Yes, they can be a part. I'm gonna send the flyer to Javon because I can't post it. I don't know if you guys are able to post it and share it.
I hope I'm sharing it. I
see it.
Yeah, so
Morgan,
I'm sharing it.
You're sharing it, awesome. So Crystal's sharing it, so it tells them how that they can register. Yes, we high school students as well.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So if you have students that some seniors and juniors who want to be band directors, definitely send them our way. Hopefully we can get some band directors to sponsor them. So the conference is free. Their PD time for them is free, but to be a part of the organization for students is only $20. So maybe the band directors will sponsor their students to get them in on the organization as well.
Okay. And Crystal, what about you?
Wait a minute. Oh no. Sorry, I was getting so I'm unique situation. My husband's band director was the first band director that I knew that was a Black woman band director, and her name is Patricia Hopkins. And Patricia Hopkins was like, hot. We call her hot. And she was killing the game for band in a very large district. Talking about Prince George's County, which is the largest and most wealthiest Black county in America. I believe it still holds that title. And so for her to be a Black woman in kind of one of those prestigious areas for Black people, I admired her from the start. Just her tenacity, and she commands respect. And I always admired that. And I met her through my husband. However, I knew of her because she was the only one. And so she's definitely on my mentor list. She's someone that I call and get advice from. She calls me her musical daughter. And she's really helped guide me in what it means to be a Black female band director. And she's always willing to give advice. And I know a lot of us as band directors, we tend to have mentors, but she was kind of the full package all in one who looks like me. So that was that if I could put somebody on the list, that was the person that I said, if I was going to strive to be the best band director, she set the bar really high. And she groomed a lot of really good musicians that, they love her to death. They love her to death. And I can only wish to have such a legacy.
Okay. And finally, you, Dr. Brock, then we have 2 more questions.
Who I looked up to early on, my middle school band director just happened to be my cousin, Miss Irma Price. So she was an early influence. In high school, Sean Batten. She is the reason I went to Virginia State University. I had no knowledge that Virginia State University existed, let alone that it was an HBCU until I met her. And just her leadership and just following her made me want to attend. And then, of course, my sister, aunt, mother, Stephanie Sanders at Norfolk State is a great mentor. I can call her day, night, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. She has supported me while I was in undergrad, and she continues to support me throughout my career. So those are some, that I really look up to as my mentors, but I respect all of us that are in the field and anyone who has persevered, to accomplish great things on any level, especially in the face of adversity. So those are my mentors.
Cool. Good deal. Question for all of you guys. I know you went to your prospective colleges, but what program, if any program at all besides your university, do you kind of not so much model your program behind or yourself, but program that you really enjoy listening to, and you really and it's a good buy-in for your kids?
I enjoy, so everyone knows I enjoy Norfolk State. I enjoy listening to Norfolk State. I love their style. And so we're talking marching. I enjoy Norfolk State's program. I think that's the one that immediately comes to mind. I enjoy Jackson State's program all the way around. Those 2 programs are the first 2 that come to mind. Beyond your own, everybody's going to say their own program, but those are the 2 programs, if I had to kind of say standout programs that I enjoy, that I highly respect. And that's no shade to any of the other directors. I respect so many directors in the field. Now, I have so many director friends at various colleges, and so I don't want to throw shade to them because I love their programs. I like listening to everybody. We have a marching podcast and we talk about everybody, so I enjoy it. That's not a issue. But those 2 programs are the first 2 that come to my mind. The programs that I always really enjoy.
Okay, appreciate that, Dr. Brock.
Being that I've been in the HBCU band circuit as a director and just being me, I will say I respect and I love watching everyone. I love watching all HBCU band programs because I tend to find like a total program, like a Jackson State or Bethune-Cookman or Norfolk State, but with every school that's out here that's currently representing every conference, there's something that I like about every school. It could be Mississippi Valley State's Devil's Done. It could be Southern Universities, just how their showmanship and, just their rawness sometimes. It could be Bowie State's Heart, so it's something about every school that I kin to. And it's funny because when I think about Morgan State, every time I see Morgan State, I always go back to the movie Head of State. So that's one thing I associate with that school. So I love everyone. And I guess outside of an HBCU band program, one of my favorites to watch is Penn State University.
Okay. Miss Sybil.
As far as implementing ideas into my own program and what schools I take from with that, I think I have a right to say Norfolk State because that was my graduate degree. I was only there for 2 years. And I loved my NCCU experience, but attending Norfolk State had my mind, I'm just being honest, if you don't know, you don't know, but I was just like, wow, what would have happened if I went here for undergrad? Because I was like a tumor under Mr. Adams' arm. I was following him everywhere, but just the main thing from Norfolk that I think I've been implementing and wherever I go is his ability to make any band sound amazing and not overdoing themselves or underdoing themselves. So being able to implement that into my program is probably one of the most rewarding things I can say that I got from there.
But you know we got a clip of yours, right? You know we have a clip of yours in Norfolk State, right?
You said you got some what?
I have a clip of yours.
Oh, you got a clip. Oh my God.
All right, let me see. Let me be sure now. Is it this Legion playing The End of Time by Beyonce?
And that was a performance at a high school band competition. And Hot Ice was the feature artist for that song.
Hey, Bridget. What's up, Dr. Bridget?
We want to watch this clip right quick. Y'all hold on one second. Let me see if I can.
Oh, no, it's going to take 30 minutes.
Hey, it's all good.
Why are you calling me out? I'm awake.
We're going to use your.
No, I wasn't calling you out for that. Somebody said, hey, so I was making sure I put emphasis on hey, Bridget. I don't want to say who their name is.
Hey.
I'm just saying hey for you.
All right, next.
Appreciate that. They're always looking out for
the Spartan Legion playing End of Time. Yeah.
Check that boy out. He got it right. Crystal must have helped him. Whoa. Silver, did you arrange that? Oh, check out Silver. Whoa. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
F sharp minus 7.
F sharp minus 7. What?
I don't know, man.
That's pretty good. So, Sybil, tell us what inspired that arrangement.
Yeah, it's on mute again.
As a graduate assistant, I was given the role to do all the Hot Ice music. And so they tell me what they want and I write it. And the thing with that was it was very challenging because I like writing ballads. That's what my favorite thing is. So when I used to run from up tempos, and End of Time is very syncopated and challenging. So if Hot Ice asked for it, Mr. Adams gave that to me, and I had to do it. But I had his, consultation, advice every step of the way. He would help me make edits, give me ideas, things like that. So that was spawned from Hot Ice. There was only one song that I arranged that I wanted to. Not saying I didn't like the others, but everything else was given to me to write, and that is That's very challenging. So I was just amazed to get that one out, off the paper.
That was a pretty good arrangement, by the way. You and Crystal, y'all been putting out some heat in terms of with y'all arrangements. So big shout out to y'all for that. Both of y'all. Y'all been putting out some good arrangements. So tell before we wrap it up, ladies, can y'all give us, we've been talking about a lot of the serious side of for female band directors. Let's talk about some fun facts about you all. I know some of y'all do all type of different things outside of band directing. I know y'all been diversifying y'all resumes. So give us some fun facts about y'all. We know that y'all are a beast in terms of y'all ability to galvanize the troops and build programs. Now tell us the fun side of y'all. Do y'all
So
doing any
no work related, right? I
Nah,
want to talk
you don't
about.
know.
I guess I have some odd fun. I kickbox. It's something I started about 2 years ago.
You good?
I don't know. My trainer said she don't want me to hit her, so I guess that if somebody don't want you to hit them, I guess that's a good thing. So I'm really health conscious when it comes to, because I know like a lot of my family have succumbed to a lot of preventable diseases. So I'm really health conscious. I have an odd Rain Man thing that I'm a movie buff, but I memorize soundtracks. So I know movies by like the first 60 seconds of the soundtrack. I don't care what it is. I can tell you the movie and usually the date when it came out. And I can tell you what I was doing when I was watching the movie the first time.
Let's test that theory.
Here we go. Don't bring no hood stuff. I'm not watching no hood stuff.
Well, do I need to give the song or can I give a scene from the movie?
It depends. It depends.
I'm gonna come back to you because I'm gonna test that theory. Let me think about something. Dr. Brock, what you got?
Well, many people may not know, but I'm also a licensed bartender, and I got my bartending license when I did a stint in Seattle. I was teaching at a school there and wanted to make some extra income, so I became a bartender, and I actually used to bartend for the Seattle Seahawks. So I did that while being a band director, and this was just 2 years ago. So I'm still a fully licensed bartender / mixologist. So there you have it.
So what's your favorite drink to make?
My favorite drink to make is not PG-13 for me to stay online right now.
Oh Lord!
So, just the title of the drink is just the most requested drink that I used to get when I was at the games and when I was in the executive suites and things like that. But I would guess on the lower level, like your Bay Breezes and your Fuzzy Navels, your Blue Motorcycles and things like that. But on the upper end, you have things that are not fit for TV.
I never heard no motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Bridget, well, I know Dr. Bridget, she's a chef. I know that for sure. Most people don't know that about her, but she cooked like she's from New Orleans.
Look at her. You over there working.
Yeah, that's my side thing. That's my hobby. I'm licensed, Safe Surf certified, and all that good stuff. So I cater and I do chef and cooking and all that stuff. That's my thing. That's my side thing. And
what's your favorite meal?
I've been looking for somebody to make a good pig souffle.
You got to stay away from that pork.
Wait a minute. It broke up.
He ain't say nothing. What's your favorite dish to make?
I want some pig ear soup.
Honestly, anything Southern soul, I can make it pretty much anything. But my specialty is anything Southern soul. Everybody know my family. We're originally from Alabama, so we such a hater. So we throw down. So anything Southern soul, but I could pretty much, if you want it, I can make it. So.
And
I want like a little Asian and.
She said soul food, boy. She didn't say no Asian.
Let me tell you something. That's why I can't stand you, man. Ain't nobody talking to you, little boy.
All right, yes, sir. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No room.
This woman talking about soul food. You talking about Asian.
I'm talking to a chef, man. Just like Dr. Brock said.
I'm her assistant. You didn't know that, right, Bridget? Dr. Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
BJ's Soul Food. That's what it's called.
You too picky to be my assistant. You too picky.
That's true. I only eat
I
chicken and shrimp.
want some pig souffle, Doc. That's what I want.
Got you.
I want some coon rangoon.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make that happen.
Sybil, what you got?
You saw that? You saw how she said she gonna make it?
She lying to you. What you got, Sybil?
Well, I just started recently a 21-day challenge. Please don't judge me. I'm still reading all the policies and procedures, but it's with Beachbody on Demand. So I will eventually become a coach and be able to, train other people. And the other thing is I have a jewelry business. I'm an independent consultant for Paparazzi Accessories and the CEO of Harmony on Ice. I come on every Friday at 6:18. Check me out on the live. I got male jewelry. I got female jewelry. It's $5. You don't have to be bougie to wear $5 jewelry. It's nickel free, it's lead free, and it's long lasting. And you can support me if anything.
Let me ask you this: you got a Valentine's Day special?
To come on and buy.
All right, I need you to send me your link. What kind of male jewelry do you have?
Hold on, you buying stuff? Who you buying stuff from? Let me talk about this.
My mama, my sister.
He lying.
What type of what you sell?
Honestly, there are some very nice male rings and bracelets, like leather bracelets.
Yeah, I need to give me one.
Yeah, if you come on and check it out, the live, you can, see it's kind of like an auction. So whoever calls the number first gets that item, depending on how many I have. And I make a nice little bit every Friday. I only stay on for an hour.
But the thing here, he's light skinned. He probably want a choker or an ankle bracelet.
I do have some light skin chokers.
I'm looking at the screen. Me, Dr. Brock, Crystal, and Sybil all the same color.
I said we
the exact same color.
I see you trying to recruit. But see, don't none of them claim you. All people claim you on here are the brown skin people.
Oh,
you need to sell your place. And I myself, I got something going on the side too. You heard me? I got me a new skill and deal and thing that I participate in. I'm starting my journey to become a professional karaokeist.
Go ahead, drop a line.
What y'all want to hear?
Lord help us.
That's a sign.
I'm a karaoke. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for welcoming me here on the stage. And as I will
you got that mute button ready?
In the key of
I'm trying to mute him. I can't mute him.
Come on, mute me, baby, because I run there. B5 brown skin. But to the ladies in the back, I'd like to say to you, hold on to your seats and cross your feet. Here we go. Y'all ready? All right. I'm going to tell you guys Prince, Scandalous, in the key of P natural. Cue the music, DJ. Cue the music.
I ain't cueing no music.
Man, y'all trying to treat me like Teddy Riley. We're going to come back to it. Who else we got?
That's what I do when kids cut up. I just send them into a breakout.
Crystal, I do the exact same thing.
I put them, be like, you need to go in a timeout.
So, ladies, let me ask you guys one more question. Then we're going to let y'all go because we know it's getting late. Do you guys see yourselves working at the collegiate level anytime soon?
You know what I would like to do? I used to think I wanted to be a college band director, but then it's too time consuming. And if you've ever been a grad assistant or you've ever worked, it's a lot of time. I just want to write. I think ultimately I just want to write arrangements for college. If I could still be a band director, but just, like if I had a second level gig that I just did out of pure enjoyment, I would like to write.
Okay, good deal. Dr. Brock, are there any prospective candidates?
Yeah, I'm planning to return to higher education next year. So I'm working on that now. I took a step back so I could get my business off the ground, but I still have a lot of college band director years in me left. So that's what I plan to pursue. But ultimately, my goal, since I have this PhD now, and it's been my passion anyway, is I'm working to get to the department chair position one day. I definitely want to head up
Yeah.
position at one of our HBCUs. I know that, people say, well, you can work anywhere with a doctorate. I purposely want to serve our HBCUs. I'm going to put that out there now. Yes, I can work anywhere. Yes, I can apply anywhere, but I want to stay at an HBCU. So, and it's beyond the money. It's because I want to help impact change at our HBCUs.
That's a good deal. And we hope that they're having for you. So for all the university presidents that's on here right now, Dr. Brock is available. All right. Miss Sybil, the personal trainer.
I definitely see college band director in my future. I'm not saying that for any reason other than just I see that. My dream is to be number 2, though. Like Crystal said, just have all the time in the world to write. And as the assistant, I've noticed you get more time in front of the band because the director is really just that, the word escapes me. Y'all know what it is. They deal with the planning behind the scenes, administration, all of that, and never really get a chance to touch that podium. That's the only thing about that I'm not really feeling, but I do feel like I am called to be in that position. Sometimes you're called to be in places you don't want to be. And I'm telling you, I don't, but I know that's going to happen.
In Jesus' name.
Oh,
Lord God, speaking in tongues. Jesus. Dr. Bridget, do you see yourself going back to the collegiate level, especially now with that doctoral degree? For a doctorate degree?
We'll see what God says. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to I'm not going to speak career-wise what I want to do right now. I'm pleased at the position I'm in, and if the opportunity presents itself, then I may consider it. But let me tell you something. College band director is more than a notion. Boy, you talking about time consuming, and I'm going to be honest. I've gotten a little bit spoiled. I get to come home every day at 3:00 and chill, and on the weekends I go and watch whatever game I want to or not. So I actually enjoy that at this moment. So do I want to return back to not having a life? We'll pray on it and see.
Okay. All right, Brother PJ, you want to close it out?
Yes, I want to close it out with a song that
oh Lord.
My hub.
It's snowing here.
And it's by an artist goes by the name of Barney. I love you.
Get PJ.
Somebody give him an A flat, y'all. A flat.
That's a little high for A flat.
Love you.
No, that's A concert A flat.
He swear he had perfect pitch.
I was right.
No, you were too high. You were too high.
I was singing. Wait, hold on.
You were too high.
That was A flat, concert A flat.
No, it wasn't.
It was not.
It was not. I'm trying to tell you, it's too high.
You playing low A flat. I'm talking about the middle A flat.
Arguing over what the note is, and I'm in the middle of my song. See, that's why I ain't saying that none of y'all were with me.
Oh.
And I was gonna do it for the cheap. I was gonna let y'all cash out me right quick, and I was coming. You hear me? But you know what? Somebody said, "Sing, let us know, PJ." I don't sing for light skinned people, and if you need, I told you I was in the key of P Natural, but anyway, let us know. You need to call your other light skinned brother, Michael Bublé. I am not him. I'm more of a Lou Rawls, happy people type of guy. You heard me? But anyway,
it's hard outside outdoor.
Yeah, but I understand. But I want y'all to know, each and every one of y'all on a more serious level. I'm glad y'all came and had some fun with us. I want you guys to know we really do appreciate every moment, every second you spend here on this show with Band Talk tonight. And it's people exactly like you that make this show possible, makes it fun, makes it educational and informational. We appreciate the transparency. Most definitely Crystal and Dr. Brock and young B over here and Miss Sybil and a little light-skinned guy that want to be like me so bad. We appreciate y'all for taking an hour and 45 plus minutes out of y'all busy schedule just to contribute to our band community. And I want to tell y'all we love y'all, we respect y'all, we believe y'all, and we're most definitely proud of each and every one of y'all. We want y'all to keep on doing what y'all do because it's working. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Ladies, do y'all have any closing remarks? Any shameless plugs?
I would just say shout out to the people who tuned in to listen tonight. Thank you all for your support near and far. Thank you for the respect, that we've been shown, and just for the invitation to come on and support each of our businesses, support the Association of Black Women Band Directors, support Prodigious Music Concepts, support Paparazzi, you name it, and support kickboxing. So support all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, ladies, we've enjoyed. So y'all have a beautiful night. Bridget, enjoy your snow.
Miss Sybil, share your workout plan on your page. I'm trying to get a 3-pack.
3-pack.
What?
Y'all be blessed, man. Jesus loves you.
It is crazy.
I'm not leaving you. They can go on. I'm staying for another hour. Y'all have
no, kick him out.
Look, I'm on. Look, PJ, I'm on here. I ain't got to work tomorrow too. I'm on this thing, ladies. We know y'all are hour. Some of y'all are hour ahead of us, and that's all good. But we about to turn up.
Yeah, we about to start a karaoke hour.
Oh my God.
Crystal, I got a movie for you, Crystal. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Dang, what's the words to this movie? It just slipped my mind just that quick. Well, how she did her hand until you do right by me.
Oh,
yeah. That's too easy.
That's too easy. I'm just trying to test you out. That's an easy one.
Everybody.
That's way too easy.
All right, I'm gonna come on. Let me think of something harder for you. Cause see, you a kickboxer. I gotta think of something else. I don't know, Liz. Y'all listen. Me and PJ probably about to be on here for another 3 hours. Y'all can. Y'all more than welcome to stay with us. But we about to turn. Hey, PJ.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Man, speaking of Clubhouse, y'all, I logged on Clubhouse. I promise y'all, Clubhouse is one of the spots that everybody is everything. Like, man, you be on, they be like a CEO, they be an orthodontist, they be a barber, they be everything all in one conversation. I love it, though. I be on the line with them. I've been a doctor too. I've been a chef too. I'll be on there. Yeah, man. I got this side business. I flip cars. I don't even own a car. I'll be on the line with them though, y'all. I ain't lying. They be turned up on there. Y'all on Clubhouse?
I am, yeah.
Look,
I got about 4 invites. I got four.
You ain't selling them like that lady on Instagram was doing, huh?
Oh, here we go. Everybody got to hustle.
Man. PJ, what you over there doing, man?
Man, I'm finna get what's wrong with you?
What is it?
Oh, let me find my music. Let me find my movie for Crystal because she playing with me.
I'm about to sign off. Bridget about to go to sleep. This is past. I know.
Yeah, I'm about to give this good old church finger because I know I gotta have this family time. I'm on the West Coast, but I still gotta have this family time.
Y'all good, baby.
Y'all good, baby. Y'all if y'all gotta go ahead. We love y'all
Have a
still.
good day. Ladies, it's been a pleasure. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Javon.
No problem.
We good. Here we go, y'all.
Have a good one, folks.
Man, what is this boy doing?
I'm going in.
Oh, he about to carry you. Help us, Lord.
Yeah, baby. Told y'all I was coming. Oh, yeah. What the damn word is coming on? Don't see no word.
knows? These girls.
I don't see no word.
You got it on the wrong thing, man.
Not even.
Hey, bro, stop, please, bro. Please stop. All right, y'all. We out. We love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe.
Everybody. Man, y'all hate so bad. Y'all have a good night. And God bless y'all. Peace.